Chuck Todd, who has to be one of the worst television personalities that somehow got a job. I knew Chuck when he was nothing more than not a podcaster, a mediocre blogger, and how he ended up with the job that Tim Russert once had, I don't know. I'll put it this way. Tim Russert would never have allowed the Vice President of the United States to get away with the answer that Chuck Todd let her get away with when he asked her, is the border secure?
You're confident this border is secure?
We have a secure border in that is a priority for any nation, including ours and our administration. But there are still a lot of problems that we are trying to fix, given the deterioration that happened over the last 4 years. We also have to put in place a law and a plan for a pathway for citizenship.
I don't know how to explain this to the Vice President, but the problem is not a pathway to citizenship. The problem is that you've created a super highway from Mexico straight through to the United States, and over 2 million people have already entered this country illegally this year. I'm amazed that she still, and others in the administration, blame the previous administration for what's happening. And why that doesn't make sense is because we didn't have this issue. We had maybe 50,000 a month at best coming in. We now have almost 200,000 a month, and the numbers just keep growing. I'm at a loss, but I'll tell you who might have a different perspective. Governor Abbott sent some buses of illegals to the Vice President's house in suburban D.C., right to her house, and the buses let them off. And Griff Jenkins from Fox News asked one of these illegals, is the border closed down there? The Vice President says it's closed. Is it? Let's get the answer.
And Vice President Harris said that the border is closed. Is the border closed? Do you believe that the border is closed, or is it open?
It's open, not closed. The border is open.
Yeah, you know, I kind of take it from somebody who actually just crossed that border rather than someone who, though she may be in charge of it, only went once for a couple of hours to El Paso where they don't even really have the problem. That's it. She was given the responsibility of the border. For months, she didn't go. She finally went down, spent 2 hours in El Paso, did a political rally, didn't really look at the border. They don't have a big border problem in El Paso. And she declares the border is secure. Well, no, it isn't. And anybody with, IQ above broccoli, I'm pretty sure that they will absolutely understand that. One more of these, Karine Jean-Pierre from the White House press room. She's just asked point blank that are voters being lied to when they see these people cross the border in vast numbers. Let's see what she has to say to that.
Isn't there some risk, though, that voters might feel like they're being lied to? When we're seeing images of, in El Paso, they've released 1,000 migrants on the street because the processing centers are overwhelmed there. How is that humane? How is that safe?
So again, it is a broken system, the immigration system, and it was decimated by the last administration. That is a fact. It was decimated by the last administration. What the last administration wanted was a border wall that was ineffective.
I absolutely have a hard time watching that. She said the situation was decimated by the previous administration. No, the previous administration actually got it under control. It was decimated when they came in, and in 4 years, they pretty much had the border under control. They were building the border wall, close to getting it done. Joe Biden comes in, and on his very first day, the inauguration day, he didn't wait till the next day. Nope, that day, he suspended any more activity on the border wall. Then over the course of the next few months, they opened the border, said, y'all come, kind of like Minnie Pearl hollering at the Grand Ole Opry. And then add to that, Biden, if he gets upset with anybody, it's not the fact that we have illegals coming across, trafficking human people, and bringing hundreds and thousands of pounds of fentanyl in that is killing over 100,000 young Americans every year. No, that's not what he's upset about. He got upset because some border agents followed their training, and in protecting people from crossing the border, he accused them of horsewhipping them, which they did not do. They later were exonerated after a thorough investigation, but nobody issued an apology to those border agents. I can't imagine anything more demoralizing than working for this administration down at the border and basically being told, let it go. Just let it go. What a mess.
It is.
And then you blamed the other administration. This administration doesn't own any of the fires they lit. None of them. It's just, I don't know. The only thing that's more amazing to me, the press lets them get away with it.
Yeah.
They let them
absolutely.
go.